If you're a PulseX liquidity provider and you want to know how to remove your LP tokens from the PulseX exchange, I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. Now, there's a couple things that get people confused. There's the farms and then there's the liquidity pool. I'm going to show you both in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Crypto Wealth. I believe in the future of cryptocurrency. I love this technology, and I believe cryptocurrency is going to transform the world. And for some of us, it's going to transform our finances. This is not financial advice. I'm an incredibly biased cryptocurrency YouTuber, cryptocurrency enthusiast, but I'm not a financial advisor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting out this video. I may do something more in depth later, but I'm doing this in a little bit of a hurry. I just put out this video here. I'll link it above. I'll put it into the description if you haven't seen it yet. But there's going to have to be a bit of an update to PulseX. There's some problems with the liquidity pools right now. I'm not going to go into that in this video. But Richard Hart himself said you may want to remove, in some cases, some people may want to remove their LP tokens. Now, I'm going to walk you through the tutorial on how to be able to do that in today's video. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you what my overall thoughts are on the future of the PulseX token and which LP tokens I plan to remove and which ones I plan to leave. Okay, so first things first, this is the process that we're going to go through. If you have LP tokens on the farm, we got to first remove the LP tokens from the farm and send those tokens back to your Metamask. Only then will your Metamask wallet be able to recognize which assets are yours in the liquidity pool. And we'll be able to see that you have one of two crypto, or I'm sorry, you'll have a pair of cryptos for each LP token that you have. At that point, we will then be able to remove the liquidity of those two tokens, Crypto 1 and Crypto 2, or it could be Bitcoin and Hex, or PLS and PLS Hex, whatever. And then we'll be able to remove those two assets from the liquidity pool, and they will end back up in your Metamask wallet. See how I put the MM here? That's pretty technical there, huh? Okay, don't fall in love with my artistic rendition. I'm just trying to do a very simple diagram with my very limited graphic design skills. Have you seen my thumbnails? Okay, if you went into the farms the first time, we're just going to do the reverse of that. But sometimes it's been a while, or maybe you had to research or walk your way through the first time and you haven't had to undo the whole process, so it can feel a little bit confusing. For example, if you come over here and look at my farms, I have Pulse, PulseX, DAI, I have all these farms, right? Which means that I have liquidity in the liquidity pools, or otherwise I would not be able to have these farms. Take, for example, PulseX and Pulse. If you come over here to liquidity, there is no Pulse and PulseX. I got to pull the liquidity token back from the farm. My liquidity token is kind of like a receipt or a claim check. Once the liquidity token is in my farm, but what I've done here is I provide liquidity in the liquidity pool. The liquidity pool gave me a receipt, essentially, or a claim check, which is an LP token. I used my LP token to prove to the farm that I did provide the liquidity over here. So I literally gave my receipt up, essentially, or I gave my claim check up as proof that I own this liquidity over here. So before I can remove the liquidity, I got to get my receipt back from the farm. And I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to literally walk you through and actually do it. I see a lot of tutorials where people just try to explain things. I prefer to attempt to go through it step by step. If I was going to remove liquidity, I come here. I go to minus, and I can do this for any of them. I'll go to minus. And let's just say I'm going to remove, I can remove 100% of it. I don't need to remove 100% of it. I'm going to remove 25% of it, just for demonstration purposes. Click confirm. So you go through the confirmations. And again, what this is going to essentially do is it's going to give me my receipt back. It's going to give me my claim check back right here. I'm pulling my LP token from the farm. It will also give me any rewards that are here. It'll automatically put those in my wallet. So if I have 0 ink, I'll end up with 0.082 ink in my wallet as well. Okay, I'm going to pause the video. We'll wait for this to go through. Okay, your earnings have also been harvested, and I've pulled my part of my liquidity out here. And now watch what happens. Now, when I go to liquidity pool, you can see there is part of my liquidity token. And it says, hey, you own this Pulse and PulseX here. Just to recap, we're on to step 2. I've pulled my liquidity token, or part of my liquidity token, back into my MetaMask wallet. So now my MetaMask wallet, when I come to the page that shows liquidity, can see, hey, I've got liquidity here. Now I need to remove this liquidity. We go to step 3, click here, just click remove. I'm going to say max. I need to enable. Now this is kind of weird right here. This is some sort of a glitch. I'm going to click reject. And now it wants me to do the max thing. So I'll just click that. Click approve now. And we'll give it a minute for that transaction to go through. Okay, that transaction just went through, and now we're going to click remove, confirm, confirm. Transaction is submitted. We can see here we're removing liquidity. It says ETH. That's just a common glitch you'll see oftentimes on these Ethereum forks. All right, so that went through, and now we'll have the Pulse and the PulseX in our wallet. Now watch, if we come back to farms, if we come back to liquidity, we'll see that liquidity is gone. Why? Because we removed all of it, and now those assets are sitting inside of our Metamask wallet. Now, so let me come back here. That's if you have something on the farm. Keep in mind, because of the glitch that happened that I explained in this video, again, if you haven't seen the video, I recommend you go watch it. Check it out. It's in the description. It's in the cards. We know that there's an issue with us earning fees. We're still earning the farm rewards, but we're not earning the fees, the liquidity pool fees. So this particular pairing that I have here of USDC and PulseX, this pairing doesn't have any farms at all. The only reason in being in this pairing was because I was earning, or I thought I was earning pretty good fees. So now I need to get out of this pairing. So how do I do that? I click here. And by the way, not financial advice at all, but I'm going to talk about exactly which pairs I'm planning to remove for now, permanently for now. And then I'm going to talk about what I think this means long term for the PulseX token and why. I'm going to click remove, max, click enable. Again, that same weird glitch. I don't know if this is because of my treasure or not. Okay, that should just take a few seconds to go through here. Once it goes through, it's going to highlight the remove button like that. I'll click that. Confirm. All right. Now, I think I have 2 transactions pending here. One just went through, then the other one's coming through here next. It's okay if you have pending transactions as long as they go through. If they get stuck, then you end up with what's called a stuck transaction. If you get one transaction stuck, then every transaction behind it will not go through until that one transaction becomes unstuck. If that ever happens to you, it's incredibly frustrating, but it's a very easy fix. I have a video that shows you how to remove a stuck transaction on Pulsechain. I'll try to link it above, and I'll try to remember to put it in the description as well. Bookmark that video because it is incredibly helpful if you ever end up with a stuck transaction on Pulsechain. Okay, so now you can see I've removed the liquidity. If we come back here, we go to liquidity, and it is gone, and those assets are now in my wallet. I now have the Pulse and PulseX, and I now have the that I removed. I also have the USDC and PulseX that I removed as well. Recap, and then I'll talk about the PulseX tokens. In the first example, I removed 25% of my Pulse and PulseX out of the farm, and I got my LP tokens back in Metamask. That allowed me to see the liquidity pool. Then I was able to remove that liquidity, and I had ended up with Pulse and PulseX both in my Metamask wallet. The second example, I was not farming. I was just holding LP tokens inside of Metamask, but I had those cryptos, PulseX and USDC, staked in liquidity pool. So I just had to start with step number 2 and go to step number 3, remove the LP from the liquidity pool, and then I had the assets in my Metamask. It was pretty simple. Okay, because of this video, which assets am I going to now remove? Well, you just saw it. And I had another one. I had a DAI pool as well. I removed the assets that were not farming. Now, someone in my Telegram asked, why would I have assets that weren't earning farming rewards? And I gave an explanation of that in my Telegram. That's an invite-only group, but I gave that explanation there. Now, let me just talk about the farms for a moment. I'm actually going to come back in with my Pulse and PulseX. I'm going to add that back in here. I pulled that out for demonstration. Pay those fees for demonstration. If you appreciate the fact that I'm willing to pay a little bit of fees to give you a good demonstration, smash that like button. I didn't want to just describe it though, because I know if you're brand new, sometimes something that can sound simple for someone like myself can appear or feel a little more complex when it's your first time through. I totally get that. I totally understand that. So I wanted to actually remove that for you. Anything currently earning farming rewards, I'm going to leave in place because the farming rewards are super high right now. So I'm not too worried about it overall. Now, what do I think is going to happen to the PulseX token? It's possible we're going to see it pull back, and let me explain why. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not trying to FUD the token or anything like that. But essentially, here's the challenge. The biggest thing is the buy. Overall, this is negative for the ecosystem. This news was not great news. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't end of the world per se. And I'm certain Pulsechain and PulseX will recover, but in the short term, I think we're going to see a significant pullback. We've already seen a sizable pullback. I think we're going to see a greater pullback. I mean, I think we could see this PulseX token drop down to 4 or even to a 3, and this is why. The single biggest pumpamental, if you will, for PulseX was the burn. Well, now we've found out that this burn is going to end up going about 20% slower. And so because of that, like that was one of the biggest pumpamentals of all was how fast. I mean, we had 0.395% burnt in a matter of literally 2 weeks, when in reality, we probably would have had about 25% of this. We probably would have had like 0.03 or 0.04. Maybe it would have been a 0.1, but that's a big difference than a 0.39. A significant difference. Because the burn's going to slow down, again, that's one of the strongest pumpamentals of the entire PulseX ecosystem as far as the Pulse token price, in my personal opinion. As we can see, the entire ecosystem is down a little bit today. Not shocking, not shocking. I love this ecosystem. I'm overall very, very bullish on the PulseX ecosystem, but you've got to be aware of the risk. And unexpected stuff like this is absolutely possible. A buddy of mine said, hey, should I sell and just wait and buy in lower? And I said, listen, you can play the pricing trading game if you want. If I was going to do that, not financial advice, but I wouldn't do it with my whole stack. What if we're wrong? I reserve the right to be wrong. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a very biased cryptocurrency enthusiast who happens to be bullish on Pulsechain. So it's possible that this price could tick up to 6 here or a 7 all of a sudden. It could go up from here. Maybe this 22% is all it's going to fall. We don't know. So if I felt like price was going to fall, then I would probably take 20-25% of my stack and sell PulseX and hold to stable coins and then just hold the rest and wait and see what happens. If it falls to a 4 or a 3 and we were able to buy back in and it does continue to go up, then that would be a good move. If you sell now and it ends up going to a 7 and you have to buy back in at 7, that could be a bad move. So you have to ask yourself, do I just want to hold? If you're bullish on the ecosystem and you're nervous about trying to trade it, first of all, I would never trade the whole stack personally. Second of all, then just hold it. If you're bullish on the ecosystem, this is going to be a short-term blip, ideally. Again, not financial advice, but I do believe this is just a short-term blip. Hopefully this tutorial, this walkthrough, this demonstration, and this diagram has been helpful for you, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of the day, I truly believe that cryptocurrency is going to transform the world. And I truly, truly believe that this is going to be unlike anything else we've ever seen when it comes to layer 1 blockchain. By this, I mean the Pulsechain. Again, I am just freaking biased on this blockchain. If you want to learn how to earn passive income, copy trading, make certain you go down in the description and follow my journey to $5,000 in copy trading profits. This is Crypto Wealth. Stay tuned. I've got a video coming up. I'm going to show you how you can claim the largest airdrop in history. Or better yet, most of you already have access to the largest airdrop in history if you've interacted with the Pulsechain, if you've been a part of Ethereum, if you've owned Ethereum at all in the past couple of years, you literally could have hundreds, if not thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars in cryptocurrency assets already connected to your wallet and you don't even know it. I'm going to show you how to discover that in my very next video. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Decentralized cryptocurrency equals freedom. This is Crypto Wealth. I'm out.